Good morning, I'm Dave Deken with a look at what's happening in Oklahoma agriculture and rural life in this episode, Red Dirt and Round Bales. Some years you can look across the Oklahoma wheat country and tell a pretty uniform story. This was not one of those years. For the past 8 weeks, I've been from Cookietown down in southern Oklahoma, up through Cherokee in the northern part of the state, and clear out to Hooker in the Panhandle. I punched it into Google Maps, and it looks like had I made one run through all of the wheat tour stops, from Kinder Farms near the Red River, over to Altus, then to the OSU Research Station near Chickasha, then to Apache, El Reno, Greenfield, Cherokee, Kildare, Kingfisher, Homestead, and the Research Station near Lahoma, then to Balco, Hooker, and the Panhandle, I would have put almost 750 miles on my pickup. Luckily, that was spread out over 2 months. And over those 8 weeks and over a dozen stops, the Oklahoma Wheat Tour showed just how varied a crop could be. And that was just about statewide. Not one Oklahoma wheat crop, but 1,000 different ones, depending on where the rain fell, when it fell, and whether that wheat was still in a position to use it. The USDA's May crop numbers tell part of the story. The Oklahoma winter wheat crop was forecast at 64.4 million bushels with about a 28 bushel yield. That's a long step down from last year. The Oklahoma Grain and Feed Association numbers were even tougher on the crop, putting it closer to 48 or 49 million bushels. Either way, the math says the same thing. This is a short crop, but the numbers don't always show you the whole picture. You had to walk the rows. You had to see the thin stands that came up to your ankle. You had to notice the places where the cattle had already been turned in, or the hay equipment had already made the decision that the combine may not get to make. Down around Altus, Walters, Chickasha, and Cotton County, the crop was already carrying a heavy load. Dry fall conditions, winter warmth, and spring heat pushed that wheat hard. Some plants were short. Some stands were uneven, and tillers were limited. Where that early stress had already taken yield away, a later rain could help, but it couldn't put the whole crop back together. That's the thing about wheat in Oklahoma. It can forgive a lot, but it does keep a memory. Then you get to places like Apache, El Reno, and parts of Caddo and Ouachita counties, and you'd see pockets that still had something to say. Not perfect, but worth watching. Worth protecting. That's where management decisions started getting real. Whether to keep investing, whether disease pressure justified a pass, whether the field still had enough yield potential to fight for. Up around Kingfisher, Homestead, Lahoma, Sealing, Canton, the word was variability. And Dr. Amanda Silva with Oklahoma State University kept coming back to that word. The path of the rain mattered. Planting dates mattered. But so did variety and maturity. And in some of those places, no-till ground seemed to hang on to moisture just a little better than the tilled fields beside it. Now here's where the story gets interesting. This year, some late-planted, later maturing wheat had a chance to catch those April rains while other fields were already too far along. In a normal year, if there is such a thing, when we grow wheat, we worry about early maturity and spring freezes. This year, with the crop hurrying up and finishing fast, maturity spread may have helped some farms dodge the worst of the timing. Not everywhere, but enough to notice. In northern Oklahoma around Cherokee, kind of north-central country, there were fields that looked better where timely rain showed up. But even there, the crop had already been under pressure. And I think we all know that drought stress doesn't always come alone. It opens the door for other problems. Barley yellow dwarf, wheat streak mosaic, leaf rust, aphids, mites, armyworms, and weeds in thin stands. And out west, out towards Balco, Hooker, and the rest of the Panhandle, the land looked like it had been asked for more than it could give. The further west you went, the more that moisture line mattered. The crop had been hit more than once, and in some fields simply ran out of chances. By mid-May, Oklahoma wheat was already 94% headed, and the crop was moving towards harvest earlier than normal. That means that combines are rolling into a crop that may have smaller kernels from shortened grain fill. It also means wind matters. Dry wheat, hot wind, and shatter-prone varieties can turn bushels into grain on the ground if folks don't get after it when the field is ready. And that's where we are. This is not a year for big speeches. It's a year for honest ones. My good friend Dr. Kim Anderson has said many times, the biggest variable in any wheat crop and price is weather. And this year has proven that. There are producers who did everything right and still watched the sky miss them. There are fields that held on because of one rain at the right time. There are fields that made more forage than grain. And there are fields that taught hard lessons about residue, rotation, planting date, variety maturity, and the value of scouting before trouble gets away from you. But I will say this too. Oklahoma wheat farmers are used to living between hope and weather. They plant in dust because they know one rain can change the conversation. They keep watching thin stands because sometimes wheat surprises you. And even in a year like this, when the crop is short and the country is tired, there's still something steady about seeing a combine ease into the field. From Cookietown to Cherokee to Hooker, the 2026 wheat crop won't be remembered as easy. It'll be remembered as uneven, dry, early, expensive, humbling. But it will also be remembered as a year that showed just how much a wheat crop depends on timing and how much Oklahoma farmers keep learning, adapting, and showing up. Because around here, wheat is more than a crop. It's feed, it's forage, it's grain, it's risk, it's living. It's a promise put in the ground months before anyone knows if the sky will keep its end of the bargain. And this year, the bargain was hard. But the people, well, they're still here. And most will plant next year. That optimism is the reason many farmers in our state are OSU Cowboy football fans. Our best years are 1945, 2011, and next year. I'll let you decide if I'm talking about the football team or the wheat crop. Any years, the outlook is the same, but will always show up regardless of the score. To learn more about my trip documenting the 2026 Oklahoma wheat crop, visit reddirtandroundbales.com. I'm Dave Deken, and we'll see you next time as we take a look at rural life and agriculture in Oklahoma on Red Dirt and Round Bales.